Hello everyone, my name is Yuri from Mouse, and we are back here for another track guide. This time we are on Italian hills of Mugello. Very famous motorcycle track, but also F1's been here. Nice track for GT3s as well. Very long flowy corners. Couple curbs that are not our friends, couple curbs that are our friends, so need to be careful and see which ones we can trust. So let's get into that in the lap guide here. Alright, so here we are. Last corner, about to start a lap around Mugello. Very flowy track in the hills of Tuscany. And if you ever forget where Tuscany is, you just look at all the flags around the track. You'll be quickly reminded that they're in Italy. Turn 1, we want to extend on the left side, but the right side tires cannot stay on the curb, otherwise you get a slowdown. Brake just before the white line. Open up turn 2, but avoid the anti-cuts. Avoid the anti-cuts turn 3. Avoid the anti-cuts turn 4 as well. Try to set up for a nice exit around them. And stay on the curb. Try to take all the curb on the inside here. Keep the speed going. Very fast double right here. Mind the corner exit. Then we want to take the anti-cut here. Take the anti-cut here. Open it up again. Brake just before the second white line. Very long corner. Easy flat for the chicane. And we brake just before the 50. Wait till the car's rotated and smash it out, use that camber. And that's a lap around Mugello. You can have a closer look on the outside cam to have a bit more detail. Alright, so here we are about to start our lap. And we want to, of course, go straight line as much as we can. Turn 1, quite important. We want to start braking with the right side tire right along this white line, but we don't want to stay too long with a right side tire on the curb because there's even a slowdown, not even off track. Then we want to make sure that we start braking right around the 100 marker here and slowly bring it towards the inside. We don't want to stay too long all the way on the left side. And follow the inside. And to open up turn 2, so bring it over, open it up quite early. Then the inside anti-cuts here we want to avoid, at least in the Audi. We want to avoid these, at least in this corner, of course. Keep it tight, make sure that you exit the chicane not too far on the right side to open up the right-hander. Small tap on the brake to get the car rotated. And then we kind of do the same thing, exactly again, for a bit higher speed chicane. We want to avoid the anti-cut on the left side. We want to make sure that we don't exit too far towards the middle of the track. Small tap on the brake or small lift here for me. Get the car to the inside. We can run quite wide in the exit all the way towards the gravel. But quite important here, we want to use the curb on the left side, but we don't want our car to get caught on this edge of the curb. So these are 3D curbs. We don't want to put our wheels right next to the grass, because then when we start turning in, the car gets a snap. So we want to put our left side tires on top of the curb like this. And then small brake before this this entry road on the left side. And we want to aim that our car is right on the edge of the grass on the curb here. So right on this edge of the grass here. And then we have very, very high speed corners coming up. And what we want to do here is keep the speed as much as we can and keep the pedal inputs that we have to a minimum. So small tap on the brake, and you see I let the car coaster quite a bit. Small bit of throttle, bringing up. Next corner here as well. Let the car coast quite a bit. Small tap on the brake, so you want to make sure that the weight distribution of the car stays around the same. You don't want to suddenly smash the brake, smash the throttle, smash the brake. You want to let the car glide through the corner and keep the same behavior. The middle of the corner here, right side tires on the curb. Almost to the gravel here, and then again, small lift, small tap on the brake here to get the car to start to turn in. Let the car roll in and make sure you're not all the way to the left side here for the off track. It's very easy here because you can't spot the exit exactly to go in slightly too fast to understeer off. So you have to find that point here where you have to start turning in, small tap on the brake, and what speed you can carry into the corner. Excuse me. Then next chicane, we have a small entry road here on the left side as well. Want to brake the same on the curb, not exactly on the edge here, right after the entry road. And we want to bring the car over to the inside, and this time we can take this anti-cut. And we always want to take this anti-cut. You can't take it all the way to the grass, because that's where you get an off track, but we do want to go over this anti-cut, and for some reason this one's your front. It's there to be scary, but it doesn't really hurt you. And the same thing on the left side here. This one can bounce the car a bit higher, but we still want to take this one. I don't like taking the second one though. The second one is a bit more treacherous. So I want to take the first one and then just about avoid the second one. Take the exit here towards the gravel again. And then this right-hander is actually the corner where I think I struggle the most on the track, because it has such a long entry. And it's very easy to undershoot and overshoot. So I start braking right before this white line on the left side. But don't brake hard at all and let the car roll in quite a long time until it starts turning, and then slowly build up the throttle to build up a nice exit. Then the chicane here is easy flat. You just want the left side tires to be on the curb so there's not an off track. And then we get to the last corner. And want to go on the brakes right around the 50. And this one is, again, it's important with our inputs. Go on the brakes and be very patient in the middle of the corner here. So we want to let the car settle into the corner and wait quite a bit until the car starts rotating, until you feel that the weight is on the front end of the car. And we can go back on the power. And how does that look like with keeping low inputs on the pedals? We can have a look on Delta and see exactly what I'm talking about there. So we're here in the Coach Save Delta. You can look at my data from the lab. And if we look, for example, on the double right-hander, you see we're coming into the corner here. Very tiny bit on the brakes, between 0 and 5%, just to get a bit of weight on the front end of the car. And then we go back on power, but not completely back in power yet, because then the car would understeer too much of the road. And then we do the same thing here, small tap on the brake, just to get a bit of weight on the front end. Let the car settle into the corner and then slowly build up the throttle when we feel like we can. And then we can do the same thing later on in the lap. The last sector here. And look at the last corner. Where we brake right around the 50. Slowly trail off, and then we just wait quite a lot right towards the apex here, and waiting for that weight of the car to go to the front of the car and have the rear rotate once we go back on the power. And how does that feel like? If you want to pay attention to your wheel, your force feedback, you should feel like the rear of the car. Let's go back to the scene. Should feel like the rear of the car starts stepping out a tiny bit, and you should feel your force feedback get a bit lighter when the weight goes to the front of the car, and the rear of the car kind of also start doing this. And that's when you want to go back on the power and you get this nice rotation out of the whole corner without the car understeering and ending up there. And that's the lap around Mugello. Right, so there we go. Another guide done around this iconic Italian track. If you want to see more videos like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel. And I will see everyone next week for the next guide on the GT Sprint series.